Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today I'm gonna show you the new guide for the Shadow. The Shadow is currently the second best option for remove the White Council stack in the early phase of the game and also one of the best damage dealer of the Evil faction. At free to play and mid spender level is already an option for each player who want to fight versus the meta, cause in every fight you're gonna face Gandalf the White Council and you want to remove it. At Kraken level also, if you have a big investment on that, you can pull up a lot of damage from them, and for this reason I wanna suggest the Shadow as one of the best commander in general of the game. Not the top tier in terms of DPS of course, because there's commander that is more, but for sure one of the best in terms of utility and damage together. In this build I will show you how to use them in the best way. When you reach respect 4 you're gonna have 16 points to assign on the Shadow skill, and you're gonna start with 5 points on Undertaker for unlock the possibility to hit 3 formation with your basic attack. Your splash damage gonna be huge, 90% of damage each time you hit someone, and then you don't gonna finish to upgrade this skill because it's more important for you place 10 points on Shape of Void, the respect 5 skill of the Shadow that gives you 90% chance to follow up each time you basic attack in the first 6 rounds, and that is already an insane boost, but you have more, you have 15% more damage from your basic attack and all your damage comes from your basic attack, so it's an actual 50% more damage overall for Shadow. After that you go back on the Undertaker and you're gonna max that to 10 for have 120% damage each time you hit someone with your basic attack, and that's gonna splash as I said on 3 target total, and you're also gonna increase your attack by 5. At this point you're gonna have around 720% physical damage each round for the first 6 rounds, and that is a lot of burst damage. Also you're gonna inflict 6 hit each round, and that's gonna burn 6 stack of White Council each round. As last skill you're gonna place 6 points on Black Númenórean, a skill that inflicts 72% focus damage each time your Shadow hit with your basic attack. That means you're gonna deal that twice because you're gonna have the chance of 90% of follow up, and that's gonna make you an hybrid damage commander and not only a physical damage dealer, and bring your damage to 864% each round. At this respect you're already insane at burning White Council stack because you hit 8 times each round, and also you have a decent damage. Of course you're not mythic so you have less damage than a mythic commander, but still you're gonna have a very good damage. The next step is respect 10, where you're gonna have 4 more points to assign and you're gonna place them on Black Númenórean for max the damage of your Shadow at 180% of focus damage, and you're gonna also gain the ability to reduce the attack and the defense on the enemy hit by that skill by 10 for 1 round. At this level the damage of your Shadow each round in the first 6 rounds is 1080%. At this level, if you ascend that at mythic level, you're gonna have a Shadow that's ready for deals 120k each battles. Then if you choose to invest more on your Shadow and go to the maximum level of respect, you're gonna have 6 more points to assign on his skill. You're gonna place that on Hunting Expert, a skill that increases the attack by 6 every time you hit for a maximum of 8 times, and also the initiative by 2 for a maximum of 8 times. So for a total of 48 of attack and 16 of initiative. That is a solid boost of course. Invest on Shadow is never wrong because he's a commander with 4 skill or useful, so you can invest on them and always gain. But let's say the soft cap for Shadow is Zenith 1 because you gain the damage bonus, and over that is just a little increase for them. Now talking about the equipment on the Shadow, is a damage dealer commander but is hybrid, so you don't want only attack and damage. Of course you want damage because it's the main stat, of course you want attack, but also you want focus, you want command, and you want initiative for them. The weapon is the most important things for Shadow because it's the one that bring more damage at all. The best in slot is the Axe of Khazad-dûm of course, which provide 1430 of damage and 48 of attack. Alternatively you can think to run the Black Bow, which provide 1228 of damage and 39 of attack, of course with a slightly lower assault. As last option you can think to run the Blazing Tongue, which provide 1030 of damage, 28 of attack and 28 of focus that you want because as I said is an hybrid damage dealer, so the Blazing Tongue is really good for the Shadow. At epic level you want to run the Battle Axe, which provide 10, 14 of damage and 18 of attack. Talking about the chest, the best in slot is the Protection of Númenórean, which provide 48 of focus. Of course the focus is a little bit inferior than the attack for the Shadow, but the amount of focus is more than double than the amount of attack you can have from a chest, so it's worth invest on that. The second best choice is the Berserker Raiment, which provide 24 of attack and 12 of focus and 6 of initiative, is a solid choice. And as epic level you want to run the Scale Mail, which provide 15 of attack. Speaking of helmet, the best choice for the Shadow is the Cowl of the Forest, which provide 18 of focus, also 6 of initiative, 100 and command and 15 of unit defense. Especially for the command, this is the best helmet for the Shadow because give you a bit of damage and also initiative and damage reduction. As alternative, if you wanna run full cannon glass, you can think to run the Casque of Pride, which provide 48 of attack and is the best option for pure damage. At epic level, what I suggest you is the full helm, which provide 18 of attack. For last, talking about the accessory, the best in slot is the Palantir of Orthanc, which provides 10 of damage and also 48 of attack and 6 of focus. As alternative, you have choose to run all the attack gear for the 3 previous piece of equipment. You can think to run the Fine Smoking Pipe, which provide 10 of damage and also 48 of attack. Like this, you're gonna have the necessary focus for run this build. And at epic level, what you wanna run is the Bone Talisman, which provide 18 of attack. Now it's the time to talk about the set effect for the Shadow, and in my opinion the best in slot is still Might, cause provide you 10% more damage for all the battle. Alternatively, you can think to run Lord of the Arcane, that increase by 10% the focus damage you deal, and that's also good cause you deals a lot of focus damage. Don't fall in the trap to run Warcry, that is not a good bonus for the Shadow, cause the first 1, 2 or 3 round gonna be very nerfed the damage you deal, so you don't want Warcry. As alternative, if you wanna run a set effect for increase your sustain, you can think to run Fortitude, that decrease the physical damage you receive by 12%, that's very good for the Shadow. Or you can think to run Divide and Conquer, that decrease the damage you receive by 2% each round, that increase to a maximum of 20%. Also here, in particular, if you play NRP, don't fall in the trap to run Evasive Action, cause the Shadow is really fast and you're gonna have this reduction only for 3 rounds, and then you're gonna have nothing for the rest of the battle. Talking about the unique, the Doomforged Mace gives to the Shadow 2 good statistics that's called attack and focus. Of course you need it, but it's not fundamental for the Shadow increase that number, cause you already have all your gear focused on that. In terms of special rules, you're gonna have 30% damage reduction for your formation for the first hit you receive each round. If in your army there's the trolls, so overall it's okay have that, but it's not a good investment if you are not a Mega Kraken in my opinion. So my advice is unlock that with 10 of Mithril. Of course it's good to have more stat with that and also have 6% damage reduction with your unique, but don't invest on that, don't commit on that with Mithril and the golden item. Talking about the troop, in the current meta the counter system is really strong cause give you 20% more damage if you counter the enemy formation, so it's really important to have one option for each side. The first unit I wanna talking about are the Marauder, a medium unit side T2 cavalry that have a very high amount of HP and a good basic defense. This unit is also a tier 2, so it's not very expensive considering the amount of resource you need for the other medium unit, so it's very strong to run that. A second option, I wanna propose the Cave Troll, a large unit tier 2 which is perfect for countering the medium unit that is meta right now. The Cave Troll have an insane amount of HP, a very good defense and also damage reduction, but of course are more expensive and slow than Marauder. As last option I wanna talk about the Berserker, a small tier 3 unit that is also excellent in terms of HP and defense, but in the current meta where everyone run the medium unit maybe is the worst option of these 3. There's other unit that can work on the Shadow, but these 3 are the best 3. The commander I suggest to run with the Shadow are all the commanders that have already the ability to clear very fast the White Council, so together can pair for destroying completely. In this case Saruman is the number 1 for clearing the White Council with the possibility of clear 31 stack of White Council in just 3 rounds, so it's the top of the top, and you also have an insane amount of damage, and together with Shadow can be a factor for the current meta. We have also to talk about the Undying, that is very strong with Shadow, is a nerfed version of the Shadow for clearing the White Council, but also offering the evasion that is very good for sustain and a bit of healing. As a tank role with a lot of utility is very good paired that with the Shadow. And for last I wanna talk about 𝒆𝒐𝒅𝒔 that is very good in pair with the Shadow. A lot of time is underestimated, but is really strong for clear the White Council, in particular if you run versus the unit with protection. You're gonna ignore the protection cause it don't have the basic attack but only skill damage. For last we're gonna talk about the counter for the Shadow, and the best one is Gil-galad, cause with his evasion can completely deny 75% of the hit of the Shadow, that make them almost useless in the first 3 rounds, and it's half of the damage of the Shadow, and cut completely the possibility to clear the White Council really fast. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed this guide. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let me know what you think about this guide in the comment, and also if you have any question you can message me on Discord. As always, I wanna remember you have an affiliated link with the game that's allow you to buy gems from the official site of the game, and if you choose to use my link, the devs gonna recognize me a little commission of what you spend, and you're gonna support directly my channel. You're gonna find the link in the description of the video and also in the first comment. Again, thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!